take a second to look around. I can feel the smiles, let me break it down. Take it up with computer love. Futureland, the plug, hit you with a buzz.
It's your girl Nikki V here.
And it's just Joseph.
Futureland365 Radio and podcast show right here on WOVU 95.9.
And we just finished up with Ossie Mae with the Spread the Love Foundation, founded by Krayzie Bone. You do not want to miss what we just talked about. Tune into this show.
Yes, tune in. Peace. Awesome and amazing day, you all. Welcome to the Futureland365 Radio and podcast show, where we spotlight Cleveland's bold innovators, entrepreneurs, and creators. Hey, you all, it's Nikki B in the building.
And it's just Joseph.
Just Joseph. I am so excited about today's show.
Oh, yeah, we got a good one.
Do we have a good one today?
Oh, yeah, we're talking about harmony in the community, empowering youth through music. And we have an amazing guest today. And I'm just excited because this topic is very important to me as an artist myself, a Christian hip-hop artist who is the reason I'm doing this is because I'm all about the youth and seeing them grow and impacting their lives. And so our theme today is exploring how music is being used to uplift, educate, and empower the youth. So I'm all for this one.
You all, I'm excited too because at heart I'm a music artist.
At heart, huh?
I sing in the closet, in the car when the music's really loud, so no one else can hear it. Right. Not even myself. Just it's coming from my heart, so it's a lovely sound. So you all, I am so excited because we have the awesome, the amazing Miss Ossie Mae, CEO of Spread the Love Foundation. Yeah. Hey there, young lady.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for spreading love, right?
The love lady.
For sure.
Sharing your
let's
light.
Give it up for the
let's
love
go.
Lady. Let's give
love,
it up.
Welcome.
The
love
lady.
You know, I still have my seeds because I haven't found out exactly where I wanted to plant them and how I want to plant them.
From last summer,
yes, I still have them. I'm like, I don't know what to do with them. So until I'm clear, I'm going to keep them right here in this safe space. So thank you for sharing and spreading those seeds with me, right?
Yes.
I love that.
Welcome.
So the first question is such a basic question, but I think it's so important because we need to always understand the basics and the foundation of any organization or someone really, right? So Spread the Love Foundation, what is that about?
Oh, shoot.
Take your time.
Yes, for sure. Spread the Love Foundation is a local nonprofit here in Cleveland that is founded and chaired by Anthony Krayzie Bone Henderson.
Okay.
Krayzie Bone of Cleveland's own Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Shout out Bone Thugs and Harmony.
God,
yes.
Legendary.
So I'm sure I don't probably need to explain who Krayzie Bone is to your audience. If you're from Cleveland, of course, you're not from Cleveland unless you related to Bone in the first place. Everybody's related to Bone some kind of way. But
it's my cousin on my daddy's side.
Right. Everybody. So Spread the Love was founded and is founded and chaired currently by Anthony Krayzie Bone Henderson, 2-time Grammy Award winner, and he has probably every other award you can think of in the industry. We started and launched, Cray and I got together on this idea that he had in 2019, and then we started meetings early 2020 before COVID, and then COVID hit, and it ended up being a blessing and a curse because through COVID, we were able to get him to sit still for a year. And that's how we were able to.
The way you said that, I feel like it took work
to have him
sit down. Oh, my gosh.
He's busy. It's an understatement. So I thought I would never find anybody more busy than Mike White, who I got into public service working with him.
I know Mike as well.
Oh, really? Yeah. So I was his scheduler his last term in office. So that's kind of how I met all of the who's who of today. Were all underlings back when he was in that seat. So I've had relationships with quite few of the politicians and community leaders because of my job with him. But back to Spread the Love. So Spread the Love, Cray wanted to start it. We talked about it in 2019. He gave me his vision. We started meetings in 2020. We put together our board in 2021 and officially launched the organization. And so Spread the Love, our footprint mission areas are Glenville and Huff. However, we work with young people throughout Cuyahoga County on music industry workforce development.
Awesome.
So Cray's vision is to reestablish Cleveland as the mecca of the music and entertainment space.
That's right.
That's why most people don't understand why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is here in the first place, but that's because Cleveland was the mecca of the music industry. And so the term rock and roll was coined here. And so we currently work with young people ages 13 to 17, and we have a recording studio thanks to our partners at St. Luke's Foundation.
Amazing.
Donated a recording studio at the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Justice Center. So we've been operating there for the last year since 2024 and have graduated 3 classes so far, 100 classes, where we teach music production careers.
Did you say 3 classes? And
3 cohorts in
with
2024.
100 students?
No, 100 level.
100
yeah,
level.
so each cohort has a max of 10 students, and sometimes for our other programs we can squeeze in a couple more without having to adjust the budget.
Okay.
But they are set up small cohorts of 10. And so that's where we actually launched our program, and that came out of a visit that Krayzie Bone did during the hip hop's 50th anniversary back in 2023. We did a visit, and then the county invited us to come in and bring our programs to the county, awesome. To the Juvenile Detention Center. And so we launched that program with the help of Mayor Bibbs' NSF fund was the seed money to launch the interest to income program at the Juvenile Detention Center. And since then, we currently have a contract with the juvenile courts. And we run a Saturday probation youth program. So our youth that are on probation, we have a 12-week program that we do with them on Saturdays, exposing them to the plethora of careers behind the scenes and as being an artist. So we don't just focus on music production for our other programs. For the Juvenile Detention Center we do, because they don't have access to go on field trips and all of that, but we bring in speakers, and their focus is music production. However, our other 12-week programs, which we currently work with probation youth and with CMHA youth residents as well. So we have an after-school program with CMHA at Off-White Community Center. So that's our diversion program, and then probation youth, so that's our court involved youth program. So those
my gosh,
girl, we busy, okay?
Oh my goodness.
So in addition to doing those programs, we also have some outreach programs, annual programs that we do. So we just did our annual Spread the Warmth program, where we gave out over 710.
Come on brands.
Yeah, so Spread the Warmth, we have that. That's where we give away winter coats. So while everybody else is doing turkeys, we do winter coats and supplies. So Cleveland Public Library, FAMICO, St. Clair Superior Development Corporation, the council people. So Anthony Hairston, Councilman. He gonna beat me up. Kevin Conwell, Councilwoman Stephanie House. Our partners, as well as St. Clair Superior Corporation, FAMICOs, the Qs, so the Omega Psi Phi, the Omegas, the Zeta Omega chapter right there on St. Clair. They're also our partners. So this was our second one that we did this year. Before we were doing turkeys, the first year we did, and we hold it and host the event right on the corner at East 99th in St. Clair. So it's the Saturday before Thanksgiving every year. Our first year we gave away almost 300 coats, and our second event that we just did in November, we did 710 coats plus hats, socks, scarves, mittens, and a whole bunch of other winter essentials.
We gotta give her a round.
We have to clap that up.
That is
amazing.
Thank you. So I am not even finished, and we do back to school supplies. Yes, so we do.
I knew she had more in. I'm like, there's more.
Christmas time. We
But
have
wait,
a mental
there's
health
more.
event that we just
Yeah,
launched
that's what I'm
last
talking
year.
about. Yeah.
Like, man, spread the love. We spread love, and we do
Spreading
it through
it.
partnership.
Yeah.
And just really a heart of and a spirit of giving back to the community. But yeah, we
Amazing.
super ooper duper busy, and
Yeah.
we getting ready to launch Krayzie Radio show that's kicking off in like 2
Okay.
weeks. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do
Tuning
it.
in, right? Wow,
Yeah.
talking. If you like it thick, she's spreading, and actually, the entire organization, Spread the Love, is spreading it thick, and that's so important. So, you can't do what's not in your heart.
Right.
So
I want to talk a little bit about that. What's in Ossie's heart? So you coming up from the South, right? You was talking about.
No, I'm born and raised
You
in
born and
Cleveland.
raised in Cleveland,
Yeah,
but you
my
spent-
people,
yeah.
my dad's family is from Atlanta.
From
we
Atlanta,
really
yeah.
from Covington, Georgia, which is right outside downtown Atlanta.
Right.
Atlanta, yeah.
Ossie Mae.
Ossie Mae. So,
Ossie Mae.
yeah, I don't know. Like I get like some Southern vibes from just the love that you exude as you walk into a room. So we hearing all the amazing work that you're involved with Spread the Love, and but how did you personally get into this type of work?
As far as nonprofit work,
Yeah, nonprofit, but we was talking a little bit off air about just our passion and how you might think you want to do something, but how you get into a whole nother lane, because it's looking at the impact that you're making and the love that being the love lady that you are. I just want to hear a little bit of your story.
Oh, sure. So, me personally, I'm born and raised in Cleveland. I grew up on 86 in Woodland. Matter of fact, the Juvenile Justice Center, right there on 93rd and Quincy, that's my neighborhood. So I grew up 4 streets over on 86 in Quincy. And if you go to the 3rd floor of the administrative building and look out of the big front picture window, you can see my grandparents' house, which was very important in my growing up, because that's where we spent the majority of our time, was at my grandparents' house right there on 95th and Cedar. So you can see my grandparents' house, where the lot where it was is no longer there, and you can see my elementary school, Bolton Elementary, like right there. And I should have been one of the kids that was locked up. I was a juvenile delinquent until someone showed me different, and exposed me to a different life. And with that, I ended up going to college, and college was not, or education period was not pushed in my household. So I'm very self-made, low income, and when I say low income, I mean walking to school or going to school with holes in your shoes and stuff like that. So it was just being very determined at a young age that I was going to be different. And my mother saw something different in me, and she nurtured that as much as she could. But then eventually I ended up to go live with my foster family, who is my aunt and uncle, and Alicia knows D. Loren, our vice president, who is my cousin, but his aunt and uncle were more of my foster family. So from there, I went to college. I went to Wilberforce University. I ended up moving back to Cleveland because I was pregnant. Then I moved to Detroit because my oldest father is from there, and from there I finished my associate's degree at Wayne County Community College. I got a scholarship to University of Michigan, so I started in nursing. So I've always been a science background major since 6th grade, and so I went all the way through scholarship to U of M, nursing. My mother got sick with her first 5 aneurysms, and that's what moved me back to Cleveland.
Oh my gosh.
I moved back to Cleveland in 96. I met Bone in 97. I've been rocking with them since 1997. The first time the All-Star Game was here is when I met them the first time, and I've been a part of the family tree ever since. Fast forward to 2019, Cray said, hey, I'm trying to do some stuff in Cleveland. And I'm like, okay, and they knew I worked with the city and stuff. I don't know that they actually knew what I did.
They just knew that you were connected, right? A lot of times we really don't know what people do. We just know they have that thing, right? Or they're organized, or they got that good job, right?
Yeah,
so they can apply those same skills with this vision that I have. So let me reach out to Ossie Mae and see how we can make this vision a reality. And I love what you were talking about with your origin story, if you will, and the struggle that you have, because that is the reason why you're so passionate and compassionate about how you spread love, right? And how you're able to show up for the community, because you were that little girl, that probably didn't have the long socks when it was freezing, bitter cold, or had holes in your shoes, people laughing, whatever, and so now you want to ensure that those individuals and those young people are they have the tools that they need to not only survive, but to thrive. So I love that so much. And I think that leads us to our next question, Joseph. So Ms. Ossie Mae, so how does music positively impact young people's confidence, creativity, and emotional well-being? Or do you think we need to answer that question when we come back?
Yeah, we're gonna get into
that's
that.
A lot. That's a lot
soon
there.
as we come back from
All
this.
right, you also will be right back.
Take a second to look around. I can feel the smiles. Let me break
All right,
it down.
you all, and
Take
welcome back to Futureland365 Radio and podcast show, where we spotlight Cleveland's bold innovators, entrepreneurs, and creators. Just Joseph, before we left.
We back in the house.
Before we left the house, and now we're back. I wanted to ask, I'm going to ask Ms. Ossie Mae, because I love that name so much. It's so sweet, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure the kids absolutely love you, right?
Yeah.
And you all, if you're not tuning in on YouTube, you can actually see her glasses, their love, their hearts. Right. I love that.
Thank
you. So when
you
you see her, you see love.
The love lady.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the world through love-colored lenses.
Wow.
Listen.
That's amazing. That's a whole.
That's a constant reminder.
You just spoke to my heart with that. I love that so much. So with that, Ms. Ossie Mae, you see it firsthand. How does the role of music positively impact young people's confidence and creativity and emotional well-being? Because I know you've seen a lot. The good, the bad, the ugly, the super impactful, the amazing things. So what have you seen, and what has been your experience with the youth and music and creativity and confidence?
Yeah, we have seen, it's because of the changes that we are seeing and the impact of our program that now God has opened up opportunities and just the window of blessings that we don't have room to receive. Like we work in double time now to build the capacity, because from our first program, our very first day, when I tell you the kids the Juvenile Detention Center, that was our very first class. And so while we were originally launching for young adults based on the need and the priority in Cleveland, we ended up launching this program first because of the need and the mayor's desire to reduce violent crime in the city.
Right.
So the very first day is like the 10 young men that were in there. Man, when I tell you, they was laying on the floor, head down, just totally just deflated.
Wow.
Like no confidence, no engagement, just completely broken. By the time, and I try to let our staff do their thing, and so I don't go unless I'm summoned or something special is going on. So I try to stay out the way and let them do the instruction and everything. And I come back whenever Cray is in town. We always come to the program. So when we show back up, and this is the week before graduation, when I tell you, I'm like, these are not the same kids.
Same kids.
These not the same kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like
so
when I tell you, they were
mm-hmm.
working the teamwork, the engagement. They were huddled and writing and creating, and the collaboration and the inspiring each other to like just the collaboration, the teamwork, the spirit, and just like the joy that it brought to the building. And that's what the staff there was saying, like, man, this program has brought so much joy to this building. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all don't even understand what's going on. And so when we had the first graduation, the students' parents are invited to come and attend. We had judges there. The mayor came. He came the day before the graduation. He wasn't available to come. But when they performed and during the graduation and stuff, like the parents literally were in tears, because the one lady, we had to pull her out because she was sobbing so hard. She like, I never seen my son engaged like this. I've never seen him open up and really engage. And so our goals for the program is, of course, for everyone to complete it and get the hours that they need, but teamwork, collaboration, building their confidence as far as job seeking, learning more about the careers and all of the things that are transferable, regardless if you stick with this industry or you go do something else. These are the leadership skill sets that you need to be able to work with a team, to be able to be self-motivated, and how to self-direct and promote yourself. So the next class, like the next students that came in, they didn't come in sitting down. They came in, they was ready, they was engaged, they was there with a purpose.
Is that because they heard about the prior class and the faculty was sharing what they were gonna
it's a culture shift.
Yes, I love
So the culture shift, the feedback we were receiving from the correction officers that work with them in the dorms and the behind the scenes is like, man, they behavior has changed so drastically, because number one, they look forward to the program and they don't want to do anything to get in trouble to jeopardize them not being able to attend. Plus they writing, they trying to put stuff together, they collaborating behind the scenes and getting, so they have a whole routine and a dance a performance. They put together a whole performance. And so the impact there, as far as, which leads me to another point, but I won't go down that rabbit hole, about 1 year funding. So it's like the 1 year that you receive the funding for, you just starting up the program, so you really don't even see the results. It takes time in order to track and to be able to see the outcomes, to see what the true impact is. But we know that there's a cost to violent crime, and there is a specific dollar amount associated with that. And so if we know that you guys, for every person that's shot and not killed, we know that there's roughly over $1 million that it costs in municipal services and everything. So for a person shot and injured through violent crime, it's over $1 million some per person. If they die, it's less than $1 million. But we know that the cost of what we're seeing for the violent crime that's happening, that needs to come back into the funding in order to. So if you see this is being impactful and y'all saving these millions of dollars, then why are we not seeing it on the front end? But I digress from that conversation. That's a whole nother show.
Well, we definitely need to have that, have that conversation, because the work that you all are doing and so many others is so important, and it has to be addressed. So I kind of want to talk about hearing the success stories and hearing the culture shift that's happened, that you're seeing as somebody who is also doing the work in juvenile detention centers and going and performing songs. What you see is the hope being restored, and when somebody has hope, Now you're giving them a reason to live, and you're giving them a reason to strive for excellence. As you said, when you first walked in, just seeing how they were just depleted because they have nothing to look forward to. And they thinking they ruined their life and gave up, you know, or want to give up. And when you go and provide hope for somebody, it's so important. That changes everything. And so I kind of want to talk about that, but also the power of music. And it's a reason why so many young people now are influenced, right? Just the power of music. Can you speak to the power of music?
Oh, yeah. So one of the things we did not account for as we were developing the program was the music therapy portion that we've seen our program provide. And it didn't really, the light bulb for us, even about the therapy that the young people are receiving, even through writing and performing and being able to
That's
pour
major.
out music
huge,
and now became evident to us when we heard the performances and the songs they came up with. Cray was like, man, I was almost about to drop a tear. He was like, I almost teared up in there
too. He
too.
was probably about to. He know he did.
It's all right to cry, Cray.
It's all right to
We
cry.
got to get him up here too.
Right. So for sure. And it was just like the impact and the therapy and the therapeutic impact that it's had for our students and the families once they came and heard the songs that they wrote and performed and everything. Because man, when I tell you, they was talking about some deep stuff and everything related to they families or situations. And you know, so we don't let them just go in there and just go bonkers and, you know, want to shoot up the club, which we allow them creative freedom, you know, but we tell them from the business standpoint,
like, hey, this
you
is,
know. So we do redirect in that purpose, and understand that if you only make this music, you only gonna attract this amount of people, and you won't be able to get airplay in a lot of spaces. Because so that's one of the things you have to know as an artist is for every dirty song you have to make a clean version for your, if nothing else, for your money.
And the energy attached to the records, what you're putting out there, right? It's law of attraction in a sense. If you're putting out, you know, negative energy, that brings about negative consequences as well. So I think just the overall education piece of music, and the power of words, right? And so that's why, you know, we can listen to a song from years ago and remember every word. Like, man, I ain't listened to a song forever. But it's just how when you can put those words to a beat, how it just stands with you.
To it.
Yeah,
right,
it brings back emotions, all of that, memories. So yeah, music is very powerful, and it has the opportunity to shift the mindsets and paradigms of our youth. So it's very important work what you're doing. We gotta, you know, give you your flowers and just thank you for the impact that you're making here in the city and around this region.
Thank you. We have a awesome team. So, you know, together everyone achieves more. So I am the administrator, but when I tell you it's truly a team effort, it is a team effort. So Cray does his part. You know, I do my part. D. Loran does his part. And then we have a wonderful team and staff and board. Volunteers. Our volunteers pool is growing by leaps and bounds. But yeah, so, and speaking of music therapy, we are partnering with the music settlement over at Case Western Reserve.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
And so they actually have a doctor, a music therapist on staff who is going to be doing a training with our staff at Spread the Love, because once we realize that, of course, we want to make sure that our team has the training that's needed in order to of course, increase our impact and make sure that we are, by all means, giving trauma-informed care.
Right.
So
I love that so much. And I'm really curious, and I think that our listeners are curious as well. When you say your team, what type of staff, like what are some of the titles, or who have you brought in, and what kind of training do they have to be able to help and cultivate and redirect the energy of the young people? So do you have behavior therapists? Do you have teachers? Do you have so what are some of those titles? Because I'm really curious about that. What does that team look like for you?
We have a lead instructor. Our lead instructor is Jeff Roberson, who is been in the game for about 30 years. He is a well-known Cleveland artist, has been a manager. He is the owner and operator of Executive Hit Studio.
Okay.
His brother also is famous, another Cleveland famous. So he's from Smooth Approach, is the group that Jeff was in.
Okay.
He was a member of Smooth Approach. So y'all have to Google and do y'all, because and then his brother is Dennis Cash. He was also featured in the grand opening art exhibit for the Cleveland Foundation building.
Okay.
So Dennis Cash and Jeff Roberson are executive hits. And so Jeff is a teacher. He does this all over Cleveland. So he's with the, the one center that's over on Carnegie. So he's an instructor for them. He works with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so he's employed at the Rock Hall. Jeff is everywhere. He manages artists all over the country, so he's flying here and there.
Right, so you're getting, and I wanted to pull that out of you so that people can understand and see that there is real life experience, right? True experience that's being poured into these young individuals, which is why they're so excited to come back, because I'm sure they're sharing their true experiences, not sugarcoating anything with these young adults, and sharing with them like, hey, this is real, right? And like you were talking about, you can utilize these skills, which are called transferable skills. You can use it in this industry and that industry and this industry. So those leadership skills, the communication, the writing, so all those things. And I just love that so much. And we talked about this before, and I'm going to always talk about it because it's so important, right? It's
only right. Having
a blueprint, but also the power of proximity. You're gonna get tired of it, but you understand what I'm talking about. Right. When you have individuals around you who are powerful, who are living the life that you want to live, right? It inspires you, like Joseph was talking about, to do that thing with excellence, right? And it's not a game, right? Because also the young people, they're here because they've made some decisions that led them here. So it's like Joseph was talking about, and as well as your painting the picture for us to share and to show, hey, we're restoring their hope and their faith and their excitement for their future, right? So you made some mistakes in the past, but that's okay, because those were mistakes, and we're failing forward with this program. So kudos to you guys, kudos to the staff, as well as the faculty at the Justice Center too. That's, I mean, for them to witness it, I'm like, whoa. I know that's huge for them.
So it is. And besides the Jeff Roberson, who is our lead instructor, we also train up other instructors, and we have other professional industry professionals who are partner with us throughout Cuyahoga County for our 200 level skills development training, as well as our field trips. So that's how our 12-week program works. We bring in speakers.
We got 100 level, 200 level. We got field trips. It's in depth. This is major. This is real, right?
So and we train up staff through our internship program. So as we bring interns in, our goal is to develop them to build the instruction staff. So as we use them to make the connect between our young people and our older staff who have all the experience and the knowledge experience and know all of the technical stuff, right? But the disconnect between them and the kids who are 13, 14. So then we have our interns, which are our college age kids or high school graduates that come in, and they are kind of like the bridge. So they are getting the training to come in to hopefully be preparing to be an instructor as we are scaling our locations, but they are also like the interpreters.
That vocabulary is crazy sometimes.
The vocabulary, right, for the kids. I didn't even know merch didn't mean merch. Merch means something else now. I had no, right. So y'all didn't know that?
I think Joseph knows, but you know what, you all.
I be getting into something new every day.
I think we need to Google that and do some research.
Yeah, so merch is kind of like, it means capping now. So I'm like, merch, you mean like
like
swag or gear or something like no merch like
cap, like you lying.
You lying.
Oh my God,
that's cap. Merch. Like, how y'all even get that out of that?
Yeah,
like where? How did that?
That's another thing. They keep you hip. We're gonna talk about that when we come back.
When we come back, you all ain't no cap, man. No merch here. Right. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Futureland365 Radio and Podcast Show, where we spotlight Cleveland's bold innovators, entrepreneurs, and creators.
And we are having an amazing show right now. It's your guy, Just Joseph, and we have the amazing Ossie Mae in the building.
Ossie Mae.
And she's been dropping some jewels, and she's been really just sharing her heart with us and talking about the amazing work that she is doing with Krayzie Bone, with the Spreading Love Foundation. And they doing a lot of that. They spreading a lot of love, and they're making true impact in an area that I'm passionate about as an artist, you know, using music to cultivate, shape, influence the youth for positive, you know. And so, I mean, we obviously are dealing with so much music out here that is negatively impacting and influence on our youth. But let's talk a little bit about, you know, Krayzie Bone and how he recently has, you know, gone through a transformation, I would say, in hearing his new music that he's putting out and the messaging he's putting out, almost having a near-death experience. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you've watched him being, you know, with him all these years and you've seen it up close?
So Cray as a person, what I will say is, like, since we've been working together, this is like the closest I've been with him. But just inspired every day because he does have a heart for giving, and he is very, very serious about this work. Like I said, this was his vision, and this is something that he's always wanted to do, and he talks about it in numerous interviews that he's done. Yeah. But Cray has always been a spiritual person. He was born and raised Jehovah's Witness, and that's what a lot of people don't know. And his own podcast, that's what his podcast, Truth Talks, really he seeks truth and looks to dispel different, you know, either rumors or myths or whatever, but, you know, getting to the truth of things. And so he's very spiritual. And so just understanding that he is a different person than he was 30 years ago, you know, and he just turned 50 the same year as hip hop's birthday. And we were on the phone and he mentioned, he like, wow, his birthday was coming up. He like, dang, Ossie, I can't even believe I'm about to be 50. He's like, man, I never even thought, it never even crossed my mind, you know, that I would even be here to even see 50 years old. And I told him, I said, yeah, because it was looking kind of bleak for you, G. You know what I'm saying? It was. But when I tell you, like, he is I've never seen anybody that driven. He is I won't say workaholic, but he damn sure is about his business. And when I say busy, I mean busy. So besides what he's doing here with Spread the Love, he's building a district over in Glenville called the Harmony District. He's already set up another nonprofit for that project, and it's already, the train has left the station on that. He is on the board of directors for the Universal Hip Hop Hall of Fame in New York City. He is runs his own labels, his apparel label, apparel company, which he does apparel for Bone, his own brand, and some other artists and famous people are under his apparel company. He also is a producer, manager,
So
record.
let me pause you right there.
So,
because the list goes on and
on.
And we were talking about before, well, behind the mics, when the mics are off, we were talking about new music, right? So we were talking about earlier how you all are training or helping to develop the children to understand the power and the influence of their music and the lyrics that they're writing. So I hear that he has some new music. Is it Christian based or is it something like that?
It's spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah, so the name of his new album is called Chasing the Devil, Salvation. And this is a follow-up, I believe is, the second volume in his Chasing the Devil series. But he really talks about life issues and really about more spiritual things. And it's one of, in my opinion, and especially being somebody who's familiar with his catalog, I think to me is one of his most dynamic albums. And me myself is one of my personal favorites, because he was very transparent, and I think he was just really operating in that space of that near-death experience. And so he's always been a spiritual person, but I think it's even more evident. Yeah, so he's transitioned. I asked him when he was going to start preaching. I think he's going to be preaching in a minute.
I love it.
When you're in the pocket, you're in the pocket. You go to another level, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah, that's super important. No, I love that, and I just love this. This conversation is headed, because there's a lot of work to be done as you start to make the impact, and all the young people that you're starting to reach. You start at times feeling like, man, it's so much more that I can be doing. So what's that balance between finding that piece of like, okay, we have an assignment and we're taking care of what we're taking care of, and then growing it too, because there needs to be more hands on deck to help out, to make more of an impact, to help more people. So how can people get involved? Are there spaces and opportunities for people like myself?
Yeah,
and Nikki
we want to
B
volunteer,
to volunteer,
and we know other people who want to jump in there and help show the children the skills that they have, and to give them the knowledge of how they bump their head so they don't have to. So how can speak life? That is the most important thing, just Joseph, is to speak life into the children. Because, again, you said they started out with not having any hope and deflated. So how can we pour into them and to breathe life into them? So how can we support? How can we volunteer?
Sure. You can visit our website. So I encourage anyone who is interested, they can either fill out our volunteers form. We also have
Is it complicated?
It's super basic. Okay. So our website is Spread the Love OH. You know what the OH stands for? Okay. So spreadtheloveoh.com, and then all of our social media channels are Spread the Love OH.
Keeping it simple across the board. We love that.
Yeah. So there's a volunteers form on there that's pretty much asking you, the basic information, who you are and what your interests are. And then we have a team that will follow up with you. Also, you can drop us a DM on our Spread the Love Instagram channel, and we'll contact you or whatever. But we encourage, and we're here to spread love through volunteerism. So we try to make our organization open for those who want to come and get involved. I mean, we have so many avenues where people can participate, and just from what you guys do professionally, this is what we expose our kids to. So we love to bring them in and see you guys do a show. We want to bring them to Futureland.
Awesome.
And that's another part of that is seeing the behind the scenes. So it's not about music production. On some of our field trips, they get to see concerts load in, so they understand the transportation, sound and lighting, tourism. So even we talk about careers and becoming a celebrity security guard or a driver. These are income positions in the arts industry. So being a driver, everybody is not
Everyone is not the artist.
Right. It's not the artist or
everybody.
Yeah. Right.
They all think they can rap.
So, you know, and some people have an amazing business mind, and some people, you know, they may be good at driving.
That's it.
Or, you know, have a need to, instead of being a police officer, they might have a desire to be security or something
or
like
stylist.
that.
I mean, there's so many opportunities there, but
Health
we don't
and
always
fitness,
know that.
Culinary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
So we love that, right, Joseph?
No,
I know I do.
I definitely love it. Yeah.
So this was amazing. I am very much so inspired. I love this foundation so much. So many takeaways. Yeah. So just Joseph, what are your takeaways? Since you dropped that, you share yours first.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just looking through the lenses of love, right? That's what you said. And
yes.
I think that's where it all starts for me, especially being in a position as a, you know, former professional athlete, a music artist, achieving, you know, certain things that a lot of the youth look up to. What's the point of having success if you're not willing to give back and go lift up the next generation? And so my goal, obviously, is to impact the next generation and our youth and improve their lives. And this is the work that Ossie Mae is doing. So I love it. I'm all in. However I can be of support, and just to see you all restoring hope. And so that's what we're gonna end on today. Just letting our listeners know. We want even this broadcast to be a message of hope, to let you know what's possible and to look forward, right? That's what Futureland is all about. We're not looking at the past, we're looking forward, especially when you've made mistakes. You know, Ossie talked about a comeback story, and that's what she represents, somebody that have made mistakes in the past, but look what I'm doing now, and look at the lives that I'm impacting. So it's not about where you come from or how you started. It's all about how you finish. So
whoa, yes, major takeaways. I don't need to add anything to there, just Joseph, because you laid it out plain and you let everyone know exactly what we were talking about, what Spread the Love Foundation is all about, what Ossie Mae, how she's oozing the compassion from her heart, serving her community, and she just served us with a dose of her love today. So you all, man, that's it. That's all. Well, Futureland 365. Don't forget, you all, to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all the socials.
Please.
Futureland, CLE. Well, www.futurelandcle.com. Don't forget to go in there if you want to keep up with all of the current events, and the things that we have going on. Drop your email address there. So again, I'm for real this time, you all. That's it. That's all. Futureland 365 Radio and podcast show, where we spotlight Cleveland's bold innovators, entrepreneurs, and creatives. So you all, peace. We're out. Peace.
Moving on, Moving on, Futureland, what's up? Yeah.